This video presents 10 English listening selections about sleep that you can listen to passively. Now, let's get started. Nature of dreams. For centuries, the nature of dreams has been a mystery. However, modern neuroscience offers a compelling explanation. Dreams are essentially offline simulations run by the brain during sleep. This process, which occurs across all sleep stages, involves areas at the back of the brain repurposing daytime memories and sensory information to construct a virtual world. Many people wonder why dreams can feel so vivid yet be so illogical. The answer lies in the shifting chemical balance within the brain. Levels of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that enhances sensory perception, are high, creating rich imagery. In contrast, levels of noradrenaline, which is crucial for rational thought and attention, drop significantly. This chemical cocktail is what makes dreams a blend of intense realism and bizarre narratives. Researchers believe these nightly simulations serve several critical functions. One major role is memory consolidation, where the brain replays and organizes the day's experiences to strengthen long-term memory. Another function is emotional regulation. By processing emotionally charged events in a safe, virtual environment, dreams help us manage stress and maintain psychological well-being. Furthermore, some theories, like the threat simulation theory, propose that dreams act as a rehearsal for danger. By simulating threatening scenarios, our brains can practice and refine our responses to potential real-world threats, which may have been an evolutionary advantage for our ancestors. Body's internal clock. It was once commonly believed that our sense of time was governed solely by a single master clock in the brain. While it's true that a central pacemaker exists, this view is incomplete. Modern research has revealed a more complex system. Nearly every cell in our body possesses its own molecular clock. These peripheral clocks are deeply connected to metabolic cycles, such as energy use and production. However, for the body to function coherently, these countless individual clocks cannot operate independently. They are synchronized by a master clock located in the brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. This master clock generates a highly stable rhythm, ensuring all the body's cellular activities are orchestrated and aligned. Interestingly, the master clock's intrinsic cycle is not perfectly aligned with Earth's 24-hour day. On average, its natural period is approximately 24.2 hours. This slight discrepancy means our internal clock would drift if not reset daily. The primary signal that performs this crucial reset is light. Exposure to light, particularly in the morning, adjusts the SCN, synchronizing our internal rhythm with the external environment. This is why getting morning sunlight is so effective for regulating our sleep-wake cycle. The existence of this slightly longer internal cycle was famously demonstrated in studies by researchers like Chisler, who placed subjects in environments without any time cues and observed their biological rhythms naturally settling into a cycle of about 24.2 hours. Dreams of the blind. It's a common misconception that people who are blind do not dream. In fact, they do, but the content of their dreams heavily depends on whether they have ever had sight. Individuals who have been blind since birth experience dreams composed of sounds, textures, smells, and tastes. Their dreams are rich with sensory information, just not visual imagery. In contrast, people who lost their vision later in life often continue to have visual dreams based on their memories. However, studies show that the clarity and frequency of these visual elements may decrease the longer a person has been blind. The fundamental sleep mechanics, such as REM sleep, where most dreaming occurs, remain the same for both sighted and blind individuals. The difference in dream content arises because the brain constructs dreams from its stored library of sensory experiences. For the congenitally blind, this library simply lacks visual data. An interesting finding from recent research is that people born blind report experiencing nightmares more frequently than sighted individuals. While the exact cause is not fully understood, one theory is that this is linked to the increased number of threats and obstacles they navigate in daily life. Their heightened auditory and tactile senses, which are crucial for navigating the world, might also translate into more intense or alarming dream scenarios. This is a separate issue from sleep cycle disruptions some blind people face due to difficulty regulating their internal clocks with light cues. Direction of your pillow. The question of whether the direction you sleep in affects your health has been debated for centuries. From a scientific standpoint, there is currently no conclusive answer. A few small-scale studies have suggested a minor improvement in sleep when the body is aligned on a north-south axis, supposedly due to the Earth's magnetic field. However, these findings are not widely replicated or accepted, and no clear causal link has been established between our planet's magnetic field and the quality of human sleep. Therefore, modern medicine does not have a specific recommendation for which direction our heads should point during slumber. While science remains undecided, many cultures have strong traditions regarding sleeping orientation. In Japan, for instance, sleeping with one's head pointing north, known as kita-makura, is often avoided. This is not due to any health-related concerns, but originates from the Buddhist practice of laying the deceased with their head to the north. Thus, the custom is purely a matter of superstition. Similarly, the ancient Indian architectural system of Vastu Shastra advises against sleeping with the head to the north, claiming it disrupts the body's energy. These long-standing beliefs are a form of traditional wisdom, but they exist separately from principles established by scientific investigation. Perfect pillow. The scientific definition of a perfect pillow is one that maintains the cervical spine, the bones in your neck, in a natural extension of the rest of your spine, regardless of your sleeping position. The crucial factor is the actual height of the pillow after your head has sunk into it. An ideal height is considered to be 6 to 10 centimeters for back sleepers and 10 to 12 centimeters for side sleepers to accommodate shoulder width. Maintaining this height minimizes strain on the neck and shoulders. Studies on materials have reported that latex or foam pillows shaped to support the neck's curve are more effective at reducing morning neck and shoulder pain than traditional feather pillows. However, a pillow's function extends beyond just height and support. Lowering the brain's temperature during sleep is important for entering a deep state of rest, and thus, a pillow's material needs good breathability and heat dissipation. Materials like latex with ventilation holes serve this purpose well by efficiently releasing heat from the head. Furthermore, for individuals prone to snoring or sleep apnea, a pillow also plays a role in keeping the airway open. Simply using a high pillow that tucks the chin can actually narrow the airway, so a shape that slightly elevates the entire head while preserving the neck's natural curve is considered most beneficial. Pillow in Makura-no-Sohshi. The pillows beloved in the world of the Pillow Book, a classic work of Japanese literature, were quite different from the modern ones we use for comfort. They were instruments for scenting oneself, known as incense pillows. These were typically wooden box pillows equipped with a small drawer containing an incense burner. The purpose was to burn incense during sleep, allowing the rising smoke to perfume one's hair with elegant scents. A passage in the Pillow Book itself, which reads, "To lie alone, having lit a fine incense," suggests that the culture of enjoying fragrance in the bedchamber was deeply ingrained. These incense pillows offer a glimpse into the sophisticated incense culture of the Heian aristocracy. At the time, perfuming the entire room, a practice called soradaki, and scenting one's clothes with incense were considered marks of refinement. Special blended incenses with seasonal themes, known as the 6 types of blended incenses, were often used. Therefore, the incense pillow was not mere bedding, but rather a highly personal beauty appliance used to express one's aesthetic sense and to apply the art of fragrance even to one's own hair. It was an intimate part of a person's grooming. Pajama Science. Scientifically ideal pajamas play a role in maintaining what's known as the bed microclimate, the environment between bedding and the body within a specific range, 32 to 34 degrees Celsius and 40 to 60% humidity. Even more critical is the distal proximal skin temperature gradient, or DPG, which is related to the mechanism of falling asleep. Humans find it easier to enter sleep by releasing heat from the core of their body through their hands and feet. Therefore, a design that does not constrict the wrists and ankles and thus does not hinder this natural heat dissipation scientifically supports a smooth transition to sleep. The choice of material is also directly linked to maintaining the microclimate. One study reported that in a warm environment, subjects wearing merino wool fell asleep faster compared to those wearing cotton or polyester. A brand applying these findings from sleep physiology is Dagsmajan from Switzerland. This company's products are characterized by a design that scientifically optimizes the sleep environment. They do this by selectively using materials for different purposes, combining merino wool, which has excellent heat retention and breathability, with fibers derived from eucalyptus that are highly effective at absorbing and releasing moisture. Sleep learning. The conventional idea of sleep learning, which involves acquiring entirely new knowledge while asleep, is considered scientifically almost impossible. One exception is reports that very simple associative learning, such as linking a specific sound with a smell, can occur during sleep. Currently, the scientifically recognized method is not about learning new things, but about strengthening content learned during the day. This technique is called targeted memory reactivation, or TMR. Targeted memory reactivation works by having a person learn an item along with a cue, such as a specific sound, and then faintly playing only that cue during sleep. This cue acts as a trigger, prompting the brain to selectively review and consolidate the corresponding memory. The effect is known to be enhanced when the cue is presented during slow-wave sleep, the deepest stage of non-REM sleep, highlighting the importance of precise synchronization with sleep stages. In other words, sleep is not a time for inputting unknown information, but a crucial period for organizing and reinforcing existing knowledge. Bed or futon. The conventional wisdom that a firm sleeping surface is beneficial for one's back is being challenged by scientific evidence. A clinical study involving individuals with chronic back pain revealed that medium firm mattresses, particularly those made of foam materials that distribute body pressure, led to greater improvements in pain and sleep quality compared to firm mattresses, which are similar to traditional futons. Researchers suggest this is because a hard surface can create localized pressure points on the shoulders and pelvis, disrupting the spine's natural alignment. In contrast, a mattress that yields moderately allows the spine to maintain its natural curve by conforming to the body's contours. Beyond spinal support, the sleep microclimate, the environment between the bedding and the body, is also crucial for comfortable sleep. The ideal conditions are considered to be a temperature of around 33 degrees Celsius and 50% humidity. Beds, being elevated off the floor, facilitate better air circulation beneath the mattress. This helps maintain the optimal temperature and humidity. Futons, laid directly on the floor, are more prone to trapping moisture. This not only disrupts comfort, but also increases the risk of proliferation of house dust mites, which thrive in humid conditions, making beds a more hygienic option from a scientific standpoint. Sense and sleep. Exposing oneself to certain scents during sleep has been reported to alter brainwave activity during non-REM sleep. Specifically, it's suggested that scents can enhance slow-wave activity and sleep spindles, both of which are associated with the depth of sleep and memory consolidation. This principle is applied in a technique called targeted memory reactivation. In one experiment, participants who were re-exposed to the scent of roses during sleep, the same scent they had smelled while learning, showed improved retention of that memory. Furthermore, multiple randomized controlled trials have indicated that the scent of lavender can improve subjective feelings of sleep quality before falling asleep. However, caution is necessary when using scents at bedtime. Combustible items like incense and aromatic candles, for example, release harmful fine particles such as PM2.5 and aldehydes, deteriorating indoor air quality. Also, the sense of smell is significantly diminished during sleep, meaning the arousal threshold is very high. Experiments have shown that even a strong smell, like smoke from a fire, often fails to awaken a person. Additionally, scientific consideration for the environment is required. Compounds in essential oils can be toxic to pets like cats, as their bodies are unable to metabolize them properly.